Hey guys, today we're going to be covering the third part of faith and belief in the workplace, and that is having faith and belief in yourself. So, in our lesson so far, we've covered two of the three ways faith and belief are required in the workplace. Number one had to do with having faith and belief in your team, whether that's having faith in your lead or your manager, or if you are the lead and manager, having faith in your team. And we want to make sure that not only do you say you have faith, but they know you have faith in them because of the way you act and the way you treat them. So that was the first part of the lesson. The second part of the lesson had to do with having faith and belief as it pertains to being an innovator. If you're going to be innovative, you're going to have to do things that no one thinks is possible. You're going to have faith in an idea or concept that everyone thinks is crazy. So, in the workplace, to be an innovator or to have an innovative company, you need to be able to have faith and belief. And those things are hard today because everyone in this world is so skeptical. Or faith and belief in the workplace can be hard because people want to do things where they know it's safe. We've done it before. So doing something completely new, completely out of the ordinary, to innovate, you're going to need faith and belief in the workplace. So now we're going to talk about part three, and this may be the most important part of our lesson, and that's having faith and belief in yourself. Now, the reason why this can be hard at times is there are so many ways that school can put us down because of the grades we get, comments we get on our papers, or whatever. Perhaps we don't do well in a subject or two, or maybe school is just not the way that we learn, and we can get down on ourselves. We can lose faith and belief in our own abilities, especially when people are negative. And oftentimes, the only feedback that we get from teachers is negative if we're not getting good grades. So faith and belief in yourself is key to being successful in the workplace. Now there's three areas in particular that we're going to cover where faith and belief, or having self-confidence and self-esteem, come into play. The first is having faith and belief in your own ideas. So this comes into play when you're in a meeting and the manager or the boss or the client says, here's our problem. How can we solve it? You need to be able to believe in your ideas and your problem solving skills enough to raise your hand and make a comment. So again, in school, the way things work in our current school system, most of the discussions that we have and most of the questions that are asked in the school place have a right and wrong answer. So if you just think about being back in the classroom, how many of you in a discussion when a question is asked, you loved raising your hand? I mean, maybe if you knew the right answer, but many of us weren't quite sure, so we'd rather not say anything so that we don't come off looking stupid. So that's where it really comes down to being able to express yourself. If I'm in a team meeting and there's an issue and I raise a question and no one raises their hands, I've hired the wrong people, right? Because I hire people for their good ideas, but unless they have the confidence to raise their hand and say it, they're not going to be any use to me. Now, this doesn't mean that you might answer and say, here's what I think, and that might not be the best solution for that problem. But you still need the confidence, the belief in yourself to express yourself, express your opinions. That's the first area of having faith and belief in yourself in the workplace. So the second part has to do with having faith and belief in yourself enough to take constructive criticism. And we're not talking about when someone just puts you down or criticizes you for no good reason. You don't need that. But in order to be successful, in order to be of value to your employer, you need to be able to take constructive criticism without all of a sudden thinking, oh, I'm no good, I'm terrible, why am I even here? You need to have confidence, faith, and belief in yourself enough to take that constructive criticism and say, wow, okay, I see where I can improve. I see how that can help me be better at my job. You need that faith and belief in yourself so that you're not crushed when someone tells you how you can improve. So that's the second area where having faith and belief in yourself in the workplace is so important. Now, the third specific area we're going to talk about is being able to take on more responsibility. So there are times when, and most people are like that, average employees, they do their job, they do what they're good at, what they know how to do. But if their boss comes to them and says, we'd like you now to oversee this, or we'd like you to tackle this particular job, and it's something they haven't done before, so many people lack the belief and faith in themselves to get something new done, or to learn something new, or to take on responsibility, to be responsible for a deadline or a project or people. So that's the other area where you need to have faith and belief in yourself. If all of a sudden someone says, we'd like to give you more responsibility, are you able to take that on? Do you have the self-esteem, the self-confidence to do that? So again, those three areas, faith and belief in yourself in the workplace. Do you feel good enough about yourself to be able to comment and contribute to discussions and talk about solutions? That's what we want from you. We want to be able to hear your good ideas. Number two, do you have confidence and faith in yourself enough so that when we give you constructive criticism, it doesn't destroy you? You simply say, wow, that's fantastic. Now I can do something that's even better. And then number three, do you have confidence in yourself enough so that when more responsibility is given to you, you're able to take it and accept it? There's a lot of aspects to building your self-esteem, your self-confidence, faith in yourself. And a lot of that is covered in other lessons, lessons you can find on mindsageacademy.com. But for now, here's your metacognitive goal. This week, we want you to check yourself in those three areas. Number one, when a question comes up or there's a discussion, do you kind of like sit in the background and feel like you don't have anything to share? Or are you confident enough to talk about what you think people should do, or what the group should do, or what a solution to a problem could be? Can you express yourself and share your ideas? Do you have faith and belief in yourself enough to do that? So check that out throughout the week. Number two, check to see how you do when someone gives you constructive criticism. How do you feel? Does it completely destroy you? Or are you able to take it, work on it, and benefit from it? And then number three, throughout this week, how do you feel when someone gives you some responsibility or asks you to step up? Is that something that terrifies you, or is that something where, because you believe in yourself and you have faith in yourself, you're like, oh, that's cool that they think that I can do this. Let me give it my best shot. So check yourself in those three areas and find out what you learn. Tell us what you learned about yourself in the comments below. Hopefully this made sense and you benefited from these lessons. We'll see you next time.